In today's video we are going to be looking at the ABRSM Grade 1 Arpeggios and what we need to do step by step to make sure we play those really well. First up, we are going to divide this into left hand and right hand tasks. So what we need to watch out for in the right hand, what we need to watch out for in the left hand, and we'll look at those in order. And I'm going to start with the right hand. Why? Because ultimately it is our right hand that needs to lead the way. Okay, so there are three separate aspects in the right hand which I want to look at. First up, the first one is quite basic. Which part of the bow do we use in order to play these arpeggios? And for that, very clearly for me, we will be using the middle of the bow. And you don't want to be using too much bow either, so you definitely don't want to be doing whole bows. If you find roughly the middle of the bow and you do sort of, I would say, hand span lengths, roughly like that, yeah? So with a nice détaché bow stroke. That is the first aspect. The second and the third one are connected. Now, what is challenging here is that in the arpeggios, especially in the 2-octave C major arpeggio, we have a lot of string crossings, right? So our goal here is to negotiate these crossings as seamlessly, as smoothly and as elegantly as we possibly can. And that's something I want to take a little bit of a closer look at with you. Now, how do we do that? We want to first of all minimize these string crossings as much as possible. So what we don't want to have is sort of in the right arm what I call chicken wings. Here the arm furiously going up and down. We really only want to move as much as we need to in order to get to the next string. And you might be surprised if you look down towards the bridge of the cello and you start, let's say, with your bow on the G string, you will see that there is only about a millimeter in between, millimeter or two in between your bow hair and the neighboring string. So we only need to move very, very, very little. So now watch my right arm. See, I'm barely even moving here. Very, very subtle movement. You if you very much think ahead and you anticipate that string crossing as much as you possibly can, so you don't wait until you've played the last note before and then make a very sort of jerky, panicky movement, but you cross a string while you are playing the note before. You see, my arm is already moving upwards. And the same in return. One exercise I find incredibly helpful for practicing string crossings, and it doesn't only apply to arpeggios or scales, to really any passage that has lots of string crossings, is play the entire thing without your left hand. So let's take the C major. That's a really good example, the C major arpeggio here. So normally it would look like that. So my third point is open strings only. What we're going to do now is we're going to strip out the left hand and play this arpeggio again. So that is our right arm choreography, right? So watch it again with the left hand. And without. So you see it's the same arm movement, but I have taken my left hand out of the picture so that I can really focus my whole attention on how well I cross a string. By doing that, it just means you can really give full focus to the right hand. You're not worrying about intonation. All you worry about is how well your right arm moves, that you don't make any excessive movement. So that is an exercise I highly recommend. So to sum up the right hand, we have 3 main headlines we want to look at. One is using the middle of the bow throughout. The second one is preparing and minimizing those string crossings as much as possible. And thirdly, try to practice it on the open string alone. Now let's take a look at the left hand. So there are a couple of really important recommendations I have for that. One is always prepare the whole hand in first position before you start, regardless of whether you're starting on an open string or not. So don't just sort of fish for the first note. Make sure your whole hand is set up correctly, and then it's easy to do. So that is really, really important. Secondly, one really, really good exercise to improve tuning is to practice the arpeggio with really big gaps between the notes. So I'm going to now pick, let's say, the A minor as an example. So I play my A. Now you stop, and whilst you stopped, you pitch, you imagine the next note, the C natural, you hear it in your ear, you are able to sing it. By doing that means you really engage your ear, because ultimately we control pitch not with stickers on the fingerboard or by looking. We control it entirely with our ear. Yeah, so make sure whatever it is you play that you can sing it first. So pitch the C. Then in case you make a mistake and the note isn't tuned, it will be glaringly obvious, and you will learn to correct it very, very, very quickly. And that way you can really, right from the word go, from grade 1, lay really, really good foundations and build good habits that will help you not only achieve a great exam result in your first exam, but really help you hugely going forward. I hope this has been helpful. If you have got any questions, as usual, just post them in the comment section below. And please, if you've enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, lots more videos coming every day, and I would be really happy to see you again soon.